I played at school, at high school, and I didn't want to be a netballer anymore because you get sore ankles and sore knees and things, and the other option was hockey, and so I took up hockey from there and just played at school. And then when I left school, one of my teachers encouraged me. His daughter played as well for club, and he encouraged me to play club hockey, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll give it a go. And yeah, ever since then I've played club hockey here in Brisbane. So I just kind of accidentally got into it, I suppose. It was never a sport that I even knew about before I started playing at school. My immediate goal would be to make an AHL panel. I've also been lucky enough to umpire at a couple of Oceania Pacific Cups, which is a tournament run in the Pacific, and that exposure at that sort of international level, I mean, I know it's nothing sort of up there with the best of them, but even that sort of thing, it's such a great experience. So I guess longer term, it would be to get to that international level. But yeah, my short-term focus is definitely trying to get, doing the best that I can here in Brisbane and at our local tournaments in Queensland. My most recent tournament is, in terms of Australian standard, is the under-21s. And from that, I was awarded my Australian badge and recommendation to AHL. But as we know, just because you get a recommendation, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the next immediate stepping stone. So yeah, I guess that's something that I'm working towards.
What would you say to someone who's just starting out umpiring?
I guess just be confident, and that's the biggest thing about umpiring, and why a lot of people don't do it is they're scared, or they think they don't know the rules, or they think they're going to get, you know, a bit of curry given to them because they're making an incorrect decision. It's just the game can't exist without an umpire, whether the players and coaches like that or not, and just be confident and go out there and think, right, I've been given a job. This is my role, and obviously they're going to know a bit about hockey. They're not going to be some random, so they know that, and just instill that and be confident in your calls and sell your decisions like that. Like, go out there and be strong, present yourself well. I guess it's a little bit old school now, but you still get people hearing 2 on the ball or 2 in the tackle or some sort of call like that, and you can have the whole team tackling if you want, so long as there's not that obstruction on the body or the stick, and that's the main thing as umpires in what we're looking for. And you can see some really, what would look like quite an unorthodox tackle traditionally, now be a brilliant and amazing skill.
Like stick
tackle.
Through the legs?
Yeah, stick through the legs, or coming from what you would think from behind in an unrealistic position, but it turns out to be a great tackle because players can do it without obstructing the body or obstructing the stick. So I think that's something that you still hear about, you know, 2 in the tackle. Like I said, you can have 5 or the whole team in the tackle, and that's one of the advantages, that team tackling and hunting down people. And we want to reward good skill. We don't want to, as umpires, we're looking to expose the brilliant skills that the players are getting these days and not penalise them for that, for being a little bit creative. Again, I accidentally fell into umpiring. You know, you got your allocations that you had to do. And so
normally given to you by someone like me.
That's right. But back in the day at Downey Park, it was sort of like your name was on the list, so you just had to go and do it. And I think I was first identified by maybe Lynn Thomas, and she kind of spotted me out. And when they said to me, oh, you know, you're doing a good job, or whatever it was, I sort of thought, oh, am I? Like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
She didn't do her famous, you understand stick obstruction.
Yeah. And I guess just from there, I was encouraged to, like, that encouraged me in the first place, and from there I just kept getting a lot of positive feedback, I suppose, and progressing through the state system. I guess some of the main influences on me since then have been Lynn Hill has done a lot of mentoring, and I really respect her. Jan Hadfield as well comes out to a lot of our games, and Julie Ashton-Lucy as well has sort of been there mentoring me through the system. And then I guess out of Queensland, Elaine Dunk, who is an original Queenslander as well. She's now in Melbourne. I've had her at a couple of national tournaments, and Robin Bannerman as well. So they've all been, you know, giving me lots of good feedback over the years, and it's so valuable to have those people around us, like as a developing umpire, to have people that are at that world, like not just the top in Australia, but the top in the world, to have that with us.
Because we've got 5 that are on the FIH panel that umpire in Brisbane or Southeast Queensland, so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I've got to wrap up now, but what's your, I suppose, favourite memory of hockey that you have so far?
There's so many. Fiji is obviously pretty awesome because they're on Fiji time and it's a bit of a different world over there, so that's fantastic. And one of my favourite tournaments, probably an under-18 tournament in Port Lincoln in South Australia. Just a great bunch of girls on the umpiring panel and great support around us. It was a lot of fun. Okay.